You ever look back and wonder how your dream life can flip into a nightmare with just one barbecue and the wrong neighbor? Picture this. It's a sunny Saturday. My place on Willow Creek finally looks the way I want. After months of sweat, and Home Depot runs the grills hot. The smell of hickory and ribs in the air, friends laughing, kids shooting water guns, a nurse running cornhole, a lawyer cracking dry jokes, the kind of day you chase for years in the city. I was finally living that American dream. Quiet, relaxed, a little music. Nothing but good company in the lake. Until suddenly, out of nowhere, 4 muscleheads show up at my property line, led by a guy who looks like he eats dumbbells for breakfast. And just like that, the vibe goes from weekend at the lake to cops raid at the wrong house. Turns out they're HOA enforcement sent by our lovely HOA president, Karen Whitman, who I swear makes every nightmare HOA meme look like amateur hour. These guys didn't even wait for us to react. They're shoving people, flipping the cooler, dragging my Weber like it's evidence in a crime scene, all the while barking about community violations and environmental risks. Kids freeze. My firefighter buddy tries to keep things calm. Sarah's got her phone out, recording the lawyers muttering about illegal search and intimidation. And I'm thinking, this can't be real, right? That's when Karen herself shows up head to toe in black, looking like she's running a Fortune 500 funeral hair so stiff it might break the wind. She's live streaming, declaring to her audience that we're destroying the lake, rattling off random sections of the HOA rules like she's reading a spell book. No cooking within 100 feet of the water, no gatherings over 6 people, no music after 2 p.m. And I know because I did my homework, this whole thing is just her power trip. Still, I call 911, and when the cops roll up, Karen pivots from TV drama queen to concerned citizen, handing over a stack of documents thicker than the city code trying to get me arrested for having a barbecue. I bring out my own papers, real deed, real survey, clearly showing my rights. The cops, Rodriguez and Martinez, actually start grinning when they compare my documents to Karen's dusty HOA printouts. Ma'am, Martinez says, unless you're trying to arrest this man for barbecuing, I don't think you've got a case. Just like that, the wind comes out of her sails. You could see it in her eyes she'd lost, and now she was scrambling, ranting about the EPA, calling her lawyer on speaker, demanding soil samples, threatening federal intervention. Even her muscle guys start losing interest, one of them whispering, did she really hire us to harass a grill party? As the police poke holes in her claims, neighbors start creeping out. One old-timer whispers to me, nobody ever voted her President Jake, she just started sending bills. And right then, Officer Martinez drops a little bombshell, ma'am, you've reported every new resident here, but we never find a real violation. Turns out Karen's been weaponizing the HOA and the cops are over it. When she realizes she's lost, she storms off, but not before dropping a line that chills me. This isn't over, Mr. Thompson. I have resources you can't imagine. The next week, my mailbox explodes. $5,000 fine for covenant violations, city inspection threats, environmental compliance letters. Even my job gets an anonymous email about my criminal activity. Karen launches a full-on smear campaign on Facebook, twisting photos to make my barbecue look like a tire fire, calling me a corporate polluter, going door to door, spinning lies about rave parties and illegal catering. That's when I call in real backup. Rebecca, a property attorney who takes one look at Karen's paperwork and bursts out laughing. Jake, this HOA was dissolved 5 years ago. No elections, no board, no authority. She's running a one-woman government scam. Rebecca finds that Karen's filed dozens of fake complaints, wasted city resources, and bilked neighbors for thousands in bogus fines. One by one, people start coming forward. Mrs. Peterson organizes a meeting, 15 folks with stories just like mine. Most never questioned Karen, just paid up to avoid trouble. But now the truth's out, and the tide is turning. Karen doubles down, hiring a PI to harass me at work, filing IRS reports, calling my insurance with wild claims, hoping I'll break before I expose her. But Rebecca digs deeper. Why did the city react so quickly to Karen's complaints? The paper trail leads to City Councilman Bobby Hamilton, a married family values guy who's been approving every one of Karen's crazy requests, meeting her at a motel, and charging it all to the taxpayers. Turns out Karen isn't just power hungry, she's running a racket with a city official as her personal attack dog. And then the twist that blows it all wide open. I get a package anonymous, just a USB drive. It's high-def footage of Karen and Bobby plotting at the motel, spelling out exactly how they'll ruin me and anyone else who stands in their way. who sent at Bobby's own wife Linda, who's been building a case for divorce and justice after seeing how her husband abused city resources. But Linda's not the only one watching. A tough old widow named Eleanor joins us with files and recordings from her own battle with Karen. Together with Rebecca and Linda, we build a coalition of victims. When the district attorney and even the FBI see the scale, over $2 million stolen, dozens of families driven out, government corruption, they move fast. But Karen, sensing the net closing, goes nuclear. One night, she breaks into my cabin, crowbar in hand, planting meth everywhere, ranting to herself, destroying photos, stealing legal docs, completely unaware my new cameras are catching every second. The cops show up, catching her mid-crime, meth in one hand, crowbar in the other, and she tries to claim she's an agent for the Environmental Police Department, flashing a badge she printed herself featuring a cartoon eagle. Even the cops have to stifle laughs, ma'am. I think Smokey the Bear's only allowed to handle forest fires. She's cuffed, walked out in front of a crowd of neighbors, some cheering, some just relieved, while her daughter Ashley bravely stands up to the crowd, apologizing for her mom's crimes and admitting she was forced to help. But the final kicker: when they run Karen's prints, she turns out to be Kathleen Rodriguez, a wanted con artist who's been pulling the same fake HOA scam in 4 states under stolen identities. The real Karen Whitman died 5 years ago. Federal charges follow: racketeering, fraud, identity theft, everything. Bobby Hamilton gets arrested at City Hall, his public and private life shredded. The FBI finds files on over 100 victims, millions stolen, a network of crooked city officials in on the take. The justice system comes down hard: 15 years for Karen, 8 for Bobby, millions in restitution, all the stolen money and fees returned. A new legitimate HOA led by actual community votes, public audits, real democracy. My property value jumps. I get a whistleblower reward. My job promotes me for handling the chaos with professionalism, and that relationship with Sarah from the barbecue. Turns out fighting evil together is a pretty solid foundation. And Ashley, she gets a scholarship, changes her name, and starts advocating for kids trapped in toxic families. Our story becomes a national headline. Netflix even makes a documentary. We throw a giant community BBQ to celebrate. No one worried about fake fines or phony environmental laws, just neighbors, food, laughter, and the lake we nearly lost. So have you ever had a neighbor or a boss or an HOA that just would not quit until they ruined your peace? Felt helpless against someone wielding fake authority like a club? Maybe the lesson is, when good people stand up, document everything, and work together, even the biggest fraud can fall. What would you have done if you saw all this go down? Tell me, was justice served, or do you think there's always another Karen out there waiting for her shot? Drop your story, your outrage, your advice in the comments. Let's hear where you stand on real justice, community, and the fight to keep our American dream unbreakable.